A Tale of Two Republics, the Presidential Spectrum. India and the United States, both vibrant democracies, share a common thread, the presidential system. However, the similarities end there. The roles, powers, and selection processes of the presidents in these two nations differ vastly, reflecting their unique historical contexts and constitutional frameworks. This essay delves into the intricacies of these differences, providing a comparative analysis of the presidential elections in India and the USA, a topic of immense relevance for UPSC aspirants. The Indian president enjoys a largely ceremonial role, acting as the custodian of the Constitution, ensuring that the laws and principles enshrined in the document are upheld. In contrast, the American president holds the reins of executive power, shaping domestic and foreign policy, and making critical decisions that impact the nation and the world. These contrasting roles stem from the distinct constitutional structures of the two countries, which have evolved over time to suit their unique political landscapes. India follows a parliamentary system where the Prime Minister, appointed by the elected parliament, holds the real executive power, driving the government's agenda and policies. The US, on the other hand, adheres to a presidential system, where the president is both the head of state and the head of government, centralizing executive authority in one office. The selection process for the president also differs significantly between the two nations, reflecting their distinct democratic traditions. India employs an indirect election system, where an electoral college comprising elected members of parliament and state legislatures elects the president, ensuring a broad representation of the states. The US, however, utilizes the electoral college, a unique system where each state is assigned a certain number of electors based on its population, balancing the influence of populous and less populous states. Citizens vote for electors, who then cast their votes for the president, adding a layer of indirect representation to the process. Understanding these fundamental differences between the Indian and American presidential systems is crucial for grasping the nuances of global politics and the varied approaches to democracy. This essay will further dissect these differences, exploring the historical evolution, electoral processes, and constitutional frameworks of both systems, providing a deeper insight into their functioning. This comparative analysis aims to provide UPSC aspirants with a comprehensive understanding of the presidential spectrum, equipping them to analyze and interpret global political landscapes effectively and preparing them for the complexities of international relations. The Indian president, often described as the first citizen of India, occupies a position of immense respect and dignity, symbolizing the unity and integrity of the nation. However, unlike their American counterpart, the Indian president's role is largely ceremonial and symbolic, with limited executive powers. They act as the guardian of the Constitution, ensuring its sanctity and upholding its principles, which are the bedrock of Indian democracy. While they possess certain executive, legislative, and judicial powers, these are exercised on the advice of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, who hold the real executive authority in the government. The Indian president's role extends beyond ceremonial duties, encompassing various significant responsibilities. They serve as the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, signifying national unity and strength, and representing the country's military might. The president also plays a crucial role in upholding the country's parliamentary democracy, ensuring the smooth functioning of the legislative process. They appoint the Prime Minister, who heads the government and can dissolve the Lok Sabha, the lower house of Parliament, on the Prime Minister's advice, ensuring political stability. Furthermore, the Indian President possesses significant legislative powers, which are essential for the enactment of laws. They summon and prorogue Parliament sessions and have the power to dissolve the Lok Sabha, ensuring the continuity of the legislative process. Every bill passed by Parliament requires the President's assent to become law, making their role crucial in the legislative process. Additionally, the President can issue ordinances, which have the same force as law, when Parliament is not in session, providing a mechanism for urgent legislative action. The Indian President also plays a vital role in the judicial sphere, ensuring the independence and integrity of the judiciary. They appoint the Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts, ensuring the proper functioning of the judicial system. The President also has the power to grant pardons, reprieves, respites, or remissions of punishment, or to suspend, remit, or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offence, reflecting the humanitarian aspect of their role. In stark contrast to the Indian President's largely ceremonial role, the American President stands as the head of state and the head of government, wielding significant executive power that influences the direction of the country. They are directly elected by the people, albeit through the unique mechanism of the Electoral College, which adds a layer of complexity to the democratic process, and serve as the face of the nation on the global stage, representing American interests and values in international forums. The American President's role is deeply intertwined with policymaking, shaping both domestic and foreign affairs through strategic decisions and legislative influence. The American President's executive powers are vast and far-reaching, encompassing a wide range of responsibilities and authorities. They appoint cabinet members who head various executive departments and agencies, shaping the implementation of policies across different sectors, from healthcare to national security. The President also has the authority to issue executive orders, directives that have the force of law, allowing them to bypass Congress on certain issues and enact immediate changes. Moreover, the American President plays a pivotal role in shaping the country's foreign policy, engaging in diplomacy and international negotiations. They are responsible for negotiating treaties, appointing ambassadors, and engaging with foreign leaders, shaping America's relationships with other nations and ensuring national interests are protected. The President also acts as the Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces, wielding immense power over matters of national security and military intervention, making critical decisions that impact global stability. The American President's influence extends to the legislative branch as well, playing a crucial role in the lawmaking process. While they cannot introduce bills in Congress, they can veto legislation passed by Congress, requiring a supermajority vote in both houses to override the veto, thus providing a check on legislative power. This power grants the President significant leverage in the legislative process, shaping the laws that govern the nation and ensuring that their policy priorities are considered. The President also delivers the annual State of the Union address to Congress, outlining their legislative agenda and priorities for the coming year, setting the tone for national policy and legislative efforts.